Hi there. This is a video that I'd like to do so that I have it to give to somebody for future reference. I get asked all the time where people will say, well, I just don't understand how you believe in flat earth. I just don't understand. Well, okay, look. I'm not going to proclaim to know what the shape is, okay? I have a theory. It isn't exactly flat, and I'll draw it at the end. But the globe? Nah. That's BS. I can't find my pen. Oh no, I came unprepared. Let me go get a pen. I'm not supposed to leave the screen, but you know, it is what it is. Okay. Now. Okay. Now, one of the reasons the globe is pushed so hard is it goes against us being on a spinning ball, spinning water ball, goes completely against our observable senses. We observe that we are on a motionless and flat surface. Okay? If you look at bodies of water, water is level for miles and miles and miles, all that. You know, oh, the ship disappeared over the curve. No. You take a good camera and that ship reappears. That's a matter of the human eye and perspective. We can only see so far. So, now, flat water is going to have to be in a container of some kind. So it's not just necessarily that it's just sitting there flat. But the thing is, though, if they teach you to doubt your fundamental senses, you know, your basic senses, then you can be manipulated in any way, shape, or form. So that is one of the reasons that the heliocentric model was pushed. Now, it's allegedly been around for about 500 years. Now, I've found that our history is probably just completely, the timeline's totally wrong. So let's just not even go with that. In 1893, Gleason's standard map of the world was created, and that was a flat map. And until 1951, flat earth was taught in American schools. Now, after World War II appears to be when the dumbing down of the masses really got underway, and when Operation Paperclip moved all of the German scientists and higher-ups and everything over to the U.S. and gave them new names and new identities and stuff. You know, did the U.S. win the war? That's debatable. But anyhow, it was after that time that all these really nefarious agendas started appearing. Now, if you look at a globe, okay, so I have a picture here. Now, this is allegedly, you know, the blue marble, or what have you. No, wait, where's the blue marble? Let's see. Oh, this is the blue marble. Okay. Now, if you'll note here, right here, that's a big curve, okay? So, that's water. See how this is water? Okay? Bodies of water don't curve like that, okay? You're not going to see anything bigger than a droplet curve like that. Now, you can go into, oh, the Earth's so big, and that's why, and it's really, but the thing is, NASA says that it's 8 inches per mile squared, and so with 50 miles, there would be notable curvature, and I've seen flat across 50 miles in Chicago, okay? Now, with a sphere is a perfect 3D object, okay? So if even 1 mile is missing curvature, you don't have a sphere, let alone 50, okay? Another thing that people like to do is they like to cite the ancient Greek experiments that say that Earth is round. I don't dispute the Earth is round. The Earth very well may be round, but it's not a sphere. Round like a dinner plate, round like a petri dish, not a sphere. Those Greek experiments did not prove sphere. They only proved circumference, which a dinner plate and a globe can both be circumnavigated. Okay. And so I got to that. Okay, so no curvature is ever accounted for when constructing things like railways, the Panama and Suez canals, large bridges, nothing. Now, satellites are also a scam. That's why we don't lose them. That's why they don't crash very much, stuff like that. They don't actually exist. They use, well, I mean, now there are, the ones that have crashed have all been satellite-type objects attached to balloons. There are satelloons that circle around. And the ISS is a plane that has a large camera sticking out of it. You can find pictures. Hold on just a minute. Juliet, sweetie, what you doing? Okay. Mama's just checking on you. You're just making some noise. Sorry. Now, so round like a dinner plate, round like a petri dish, not round like a sphere. So now one needs to look at the flat earth theory to even comprehend what we're saying here. Okay, because it's a lot. I mean, it's not just like you've got the earth is flat and everything else is balls. No, 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 no. I'll show you. Okay. Now, I really do think that the most way people get into flat earth is they see it come across their newsfeed and they're like, oh, I'll debunk that real quick. Or they see somebody that they know and that they know is like relatively intelligent. Is like, oh, come on now. They think the earth's flat. Oh, come on. I'll debunk that. I'll argue them. And then you go and actually research it and can't debunk it. You got to clear your mind before listening to anything. Like I said, you know, you want to, or like I've said in other videos, you want to listen to comprehend, not listen to reply. You can just hear the message and then just sit with it and see what sticks. Okay. And then, you know, and when I first discovered this, you know, the indoctrination was so deep that I literally, uttering the words, the earth is flat, felt like strange. And it was hard to say. And I felt like an idiot. And like literally, I mean, that's how deep the manipulation went. And it took weeks to get over it. Now I don't care, but it really did. Now, another thing is, why is flat earth still growing? If it were a bunch of nonsense, why does it still have millions of followers? I mean, I joined it in 2017 and it grows daily. I'm an admin in a flat earth group, and I mean, it gets at least 100 new people a week, and we're up to like 10,000 members now. We started like a year ago. Now, flat earth is, you know, if it were nonsense, it would have long ago been dismissed. The fact of the matter is that the debate over the shape of the earth has never stopped. The 50 years that NASA's been around, you know, we just came in at a time that space, you know, is the narrative. But the debate has really never been stopped. Everything from NASA is an image. You will never see them use the word picture, okay? Because a picture has to be something that you actually snap and take legally. An image can be a composite or a drawing or CGI or a cartoon, complete fiction. And note that on NASA, you'll never see the word picture. And then if you've ever used an actual telescope, like the stuff that NASA's saying that they have, yes, I know they can allegedly zoom in, but still, the anomalies, it's bad. And NASA's been caught lying so many times that I'll do an entire video on them. Anyone that's actually studied them and their errors realize they're a fraud. They get $150 million a day, so I wonder why they keep it up, you know. But I'd like to know what that money's being spent on, because it's not being spent on making these movies. Now, there is no legitimate photo of the Earth. Every composite that NASA has released is exactly that, a composite. The first time the globe was ever released was by Universal Studios in the 20s. And then coincidentally, when NASA comes along and they can finally take pictures of the Earth, guess what? It looks just like Universal Studios pictured it. Can you imagine? Isn't that awesome? And I also, if I'm not mistaken, now double check me on this one, but the 2001 Space Odyssey may have come out before satellites. And again, real satellites ended up looking just like the ones in the movies. Isn't that cool? Those must have psychic writers. Now, for a long time, the blue marble was the only photo, and that was the one that was constructed, I think, in the 70s. And the guy that made it has admitted to the fact that he, basically constructed it. And he, photoshopped clouds because he got bored. Now, if you look at NASA's photos over the years, the size of the countries and the continents, they vary wildly. Yes, you can say it's the angle and different things, but if you really, really scrutinize it, none of them look real. I mean, I've got some on here, but one interesting fact is that Wernher von Braun, the founder of NASA, only has one thing on his tombstone, and it's a Bible verse. It's Psalms 19:1. You should look it up. It's a Bible verse on the firmament. Now, I feel Flat Earth was a controlled leak, because I think they're trying to get people to think that extraterrestrials don't exist. Space does not exist as we're told. That's absolutely true, but that does not mean that there aren't other realms and other beings. They use a portal and Stargate system under the ground and in the ocean. Most likely Earth is domed, and on the other side is plasma. Plasma is a sentient liquid, that liquid-ish substance. It's actually the fourth state of matter. Plasma is neither liquid nor solid. It is sentient. We may be plasma. I don't know. But there's a cyclical plasma catastrophe that is in a lot of ancient cosmology that some people talk about, that I might compile information on one day and do a video. But basically, it's where the dome breaks and rebuilds over the course of a week, because Earth is an ever-growing crystalline structure that eventually outgrows its dome. Anyhow, in recent years, I think it was 2015, the U.S. Army was actually training soldiers for underground combat. Why is that? Why would we be doing underground combat? Unless maybe we've opened some portals and got some beings coming through that you weren't planning on. Now, one thing to note is that serpent-like beings have been documented in every ancient type culture. Many intuitives feel that these beings live underground and periodically come up and harvest humans. Many feel they'll make an appearance soon. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with Flat Earth, but okay. Another reason Flat Earth is a controlled leak is because they're trying to divide the people in every possible way, and this is an extremely divisive subject. This is obvious. I think they also wanted to see, if the people were going to wake up. I mean, some people may have done I feel that there is a battle in between the elites. And so some people are trying to wake us up, and then the others don't want us to. And so they're doing things like leaking controlled information. Or leaking information. It is obvious that the elites want the population reduced, and they'd rather we just kill each other off. It's obvious to me they're trying to instigate a civil war, and then if that doesn't happen, they'll probably just go with World War. So the globe narrative is dangerous because it makes people think that we are unimportant, accidental beings. Hold on, I'm going to have to go check on her. When the truth is, we are the exact opposite. We are extremely powerful and most likely imprisoned beings. Consciousness itself is stuck in an artificial reality and also this matrix. All these people that talk about ascension, well, that's fine, but the higher dimensions are still in the matrix. You will still be enslaved if you ascend. The ultimate goal is to get the consciousness out of the machine and shut it down. I feel many people cannot grasp how deep the lie is and how controlled we truly are, and Flat Earth really opens the doors to that. Again, if it were nonsense, it would have long ago been dismissed and not been actively growing since 2016. Flat Earth information also would not be heavily censored if it weren't dangerous, and it might potentially expose something and wake you up. Now, I don't actually think the Earth's flat. Now, this is hard to explain, okay? Let me just draw this real quick. I'll come back in here and draw this real quick, okay? Now, so our consciousness, we are electromagnetic beings, okay? And our consciousness creates a torus field, okay, which is like a bubble. Now, here's the land, and here's water, okay? Now, this is the sky, and like the sun and moon's under here. And like this is the land, this is the earth here. This is the land and the water. Okay, and we're inside this torus. And then under here might be, this is where like the inner earth is, for people that talk about inner earth. We don't know exactly how far this land goes down or anything like that. Now the above view is, so here you are, this is the North Pole. Okay, the North Pole's the center of the plane. Then this is the Antarctic ice wall that holds us in. And then here's our countries. We got the U.S., South America, Australia, Asia, Europe, Africa, okay? And then you go around this way. It's not, and so like this is the land here. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, it's hard to explain. I might do a actual model where I can try to explain it a little better, but this is running long and I gotta go because she's I don't know, I just don't want her to escape. She has a tendency to get into stuff. Have a great day.